So if you don't know, I'm a big Blue Lock fan. I've seen I haven't seen the anime yet. I've seen like the first episode, but I want to hold it off until everything's there so then I can or watch everything. But I've read the manga, and now we're gonna see his tier list on it.
Alright
Cause
guys, today we are going to do a
I'll see,
different kind of
I'll
video.
see,
Are you
and
ready?
then I'll see if he's right or wrong.
So, this video is going to be a tier
Oh,
list
just
which
the first
includes
part?
all the players from the first selection and from the same stratum, which means in this case, all players from Team V, W, X, Y, and Z.
So no written,
The
nothing like
players are
that.
going to be rated along two criteria. First, their match performances that we
Okay.
could see in the matches, and second, background information. For example, did the players from Team Z get much more screen time than the other players, obviously, as Team Z was the main team for us, the audience, in
That's
the
true.
first selection and had the main character Izagi in their team. But we got some background information at the end of the first selection, which can also affect the rating of a player. Please keep in mind that it's my personal tier list about the first selection, so please be respectful, respect
Yeah, no
mine and
problem.
other opinions
I'll just
in
tell you
tier
when you're
lists,
wrong.
and don't
No.
insult others or get rude.
I'll be like, I
Always
agree,
keep in
disagree.
mind in the end, we all
I
share
got
the
3
same
people
passion
who
and are
will
one
go
community.
up first. It'll
Alright,
be S.
starting off the list does Bajira.
Oh, maybe 4.
Bajira is the first S-tier character, and Bajira basically was the reason why Kira got eliminated as he assisted Izagi, who then finished Kira off with a great volley.
Yeah.
Bajira always was the engine of Team Z, and whenever the team struggled to find a way to attack, Bajira took the reins in a sense and dribbled past at least 2 opponents and created a dangerous counter which sometimes even led to a goal. Especially in the match against Team V, when everything seemed to be over for Team Z after they were down by 3 goals, Bajira was the only member of Team Z who still believed in winning and scored a goal without any help. Bajira is a monster.
Yeah, he is.
Next up is King Baru.
Ooh,
King
I
Baru
got
got
put
introduced
A.
as the first big, I think we can say, villain of Blue Lock, and instantly put an exclamation mark when he
I
scored
want to put
several
him
goals
A,
against Team
but I
Z,
guess he would go
manifested his
S.
status as king, and
In the first selection, he would go S. In the second one, where everybody is together, he would go A. Because, bro, this treated like a bum by that nigga.
even humiliated
Izagi.
Izagi after the match
Izagi.
for not being brave enough in front of the goal, and therefore not
Like,
being suitable
Sure. Bro was talking this shit in the first half, but then when they get into the second half, bro,
as a striker. Although Team X got eliminated at the end of the first selection, Baru went on to the second selection as he scored 10 goals and therefore has the most in the stratum.
Does he agree? Oh, he put him S. Yeah, the first one he would be
get
S.
into A tier.
In the second
I was
one, he's
thinking
A.
about putting him into B tier, but I think that would be too harsh. Because let's be honest, Zakarey wasn't even playing the first 2 matches as he was afraid of his injury back then
That's
and
true.
hardly did anything.
Super Speedster? Damn.
Zakarey started to become a dangerous winger since the match against Team W, where he saved Team Z at the end of the match. He also had a major role in the match against Team V, where he had his own duel with Reese Santetsu and was therefore also a key player of Team Z, who most of the time stopped Santetsu from being an even bigger threat than he already was. Then we got Gagamaru, and
Ooh, the
Gagamaru
goalkeeper.
is also an A tier. Gagamaru is the
Yeah.
most underrated striker in Team Z.
Yeah, he
He
is.
scored Team Z's equalizer against Y, always kind of was
And then he's
different
like
to
the
defend
permanent
for
goalkeeper
opponents
now.
because of his diving headers and almost scored even more goals.
Bro, it's always getting hurt. Yeah.
Stimulate your senses.
He
Bro,
also
it's like-
saved Team Z in the match
yeah.
against V, when Nagi almost scored at the end with a lob and even initiated Team Z's final and successful counterattack to secure the win. C tier for Yamon. Although he has never played as a goalkeeper before, Yamon actually did a solid job.
True.
I mean, most of the time he conceded goals, but there were also a few moments where Yamon was able to save his team
Bruh.
from conceding goals, especially when he went over his limit and saved Rio's free kick. Yamon also took Kwon's role as Team Z's dad after Kwon's betrayal, so I think Z is alright for Yamon. Next up is Ishizaki.
Yeah,
I mean
put that, bro.
Igarashi.
CD.
And Igarashi is also a C tier. Igarashi
Yeah.
wasn't a player who had big moments like Bajira or Izagi, but he definitely was a fighter who even sacrificed his face to win. I also remember
Sacrifice
a
his
moment
face.
where he intercepted a pass to Nagi and started a counter-attack which Gagamaru almost rewarded with a scorpion kick goal. C tier for Igarashi.
Yeah, I put him C
Yeah.
tier too. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Yeah,
Imamura.
bro.
Yeah, that's what his name
Um,
was. Is such a D tier character.
Who is this?
I think we never saw him
Bro,
doing something.
I don't
And the
remember.
only scene I remember of him is when he was in possession of the ball and fantasized about his romance dream. Imamura, you are in D tier.
Get out of here, man!
Was
The
he
man,
was he
the
on
MC,
Izagi's
the
team?
puzzle master.
I want to put him S.
Izagi
I'll put him
earned
S
his
myself.
place in S tier. Izagi
Yeah.
started off slow, but then became Team Z's leader, brain, and MVP.
Yeah.
Although he wasn't the one who scored the most goals for Team Z, he created opportunities, assisted his teammates Kunigami, Bajira, and Jigiri, intercepted passes, erased Okawa's smile, and even gave Nico eyes. What a badass.
Yeah.
Izagi became Team Z's most important player during the first selection, and there's no way that he isn't AS tier. I
Okay.
think
I'm
the
glad
only
at
one who
least we
doesn't
agree on
agree
that.
with this is this guy here. And we all know why.
Bro,
Next in the
was
list is the
mad.
Vanima with the creepy eyebrows,
I'll put
Junichi
them A,
Vanima.
B.
I always get their names mixed up, by the way.
I'll put them
I
A, B.
decided to put him into B tier. The reason therefore
okay.
is that he's the stronger brother and managed to score 5 goals in total till the end
Yeah,
of the
he
first
does
selection,
stay.
which means that he has the second most goals out of everyone in the stratum, which is actually impressive. I mean, it's hard to rate the Vanimas in general, as their goals in the match against Team Z were corrupted,
Basically
but
cheating.
in the end I think that they are both decent players, and their eye contact weapon can also
'Cause
be
we
a
had to
very strong
betray.
ability, which shouldn't be underestimated. So I think B tier for Junichi Vanima is fair, while Keisuke, his younger brother, or was it his older brother? I don't know. His brother gets into C tier. Japan's national treasure and golden talent Kira,
Bro's
who
D.
still remains
Fuck
one
outta
of the
here.
biggest mystery in Blue Lock, finds his place in D. Kira, yeah. Let's be real here. He had no screen.
Bro, would it have been Japan's biggest treasure or largest treasure if Izaki took that shot at the end of the game during the first, like the very first play or the very first thing? If that bitch ass coach didn't share one, say, yo, one for all for one, bro would have scored that shit. But nah, he passed it to his bum ass teammate who missed that shit. That's why that nigga's a national treasure.
Time to show what he is truly capable of, and got eliminated before the first selection even started. But to his defense, he definitely had the potential to be a character who could have also been in the S or A tier category.
I feel like he would have
Imagine
been A.
Imamura would have been the one who got eliminated instead of Kira. I'm sure matches would have been a bit easier for Team Z, because we gotta keep in mind that everyone went straight for Kira, as he seemed to be the strongest player, and that's actually impressive if we see everything from this perspective. Our football superhero, Kunigami.
I'll put
As
him
much
A.
as I love this character, I had to put him in A tier.
Yeah.
Please don't kill me. I was thinking
Nah.
about putting him in S, but
I agree.
I don't know. I don't feel like he really deserves a S.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's what I'm
Kunigami scored
saying.
the most goals for Team Z with Kwon, but his goals most of the time felt a bit, let's say, cheap. His
Yeah.
goals weren't goals that he created on his own. He had tap-ins or long-distance shots most of the time. But nevertheless, Kunigami was definitely one of Team Z's pillars, and I think A is fair enough for Kunigami. The Trader has a spot in Tier C.
Yeah.
Yeah, his goals were cheated, but besides that he was Team Z's organizer and tactician. His jumping weapon was also pretty useful in some moments, and he kept his team in the game with his decisive foul against Nagi. Moral-wise,
he
he
decided
deserves to
that-
be a D tier, but performance-wise I think C is alright for Kwon.
Yeah. Nagi's S, 100%.
Do we even need to discuss
Yeah, nah,
about
just
this
just move
character?
him up there.
What a baller he is.
Yeah.
Scored the most goals from Team V, got introduced with a C-done touch in the match against Team Z, scored another goal without any help from an insane angle, and would have even decided the game with a lob if it wasn't for Gagamaru. Nagi has been the MVP and genius in the first selection, no doubt.
Yeah.
S tier for Nagi. I'm sorry, as much as I love
no.
Naruhaya and as sad as
I
the
don't-
story is, I just have to put him in D tier.
I don't remember him.
He
I'll say the only reason I don't remember him is because I haven't watched the anime yet, and I read the manga, and we're like at chapter like 150 or 200 something. I don't remember how many chapters.
just did as much as Imamura, and unfortunately Naruhaya
What the
had to
hell?
play in defense and was therefore
Oh.
off position most
Let's
of
sit
the
on the
time.
spot here.
But that doesn't change the fact that he will be a D tier character in the first selection. One of the most underrated characters in Blue Lock,
I'll put him B.
Nico, goes
I'll
into
put him
B
B.
tier. Nico showed
Yeah.
his class in the match against Team Z when he was the brain and playmaker of Team Rai and assisted
facilitator.
Okawa with great passes. But once the strategy got revealed, everything fell apart for Team Y. Nico also lacked some egoism during the first selection, but still managed to qualify for the next selection as he scored the most goals for his team overall, and I think B is fair for Nico. Nico's
Yeah.
partner and ace striker
I
Okawa
guess you could put
gets
him
a
A.
place in C tier.
Oh, C?
Okawa proved once with a great lob against Yamon that he has
C
great
tier not.
finishing qualities. Nevertheless, didn't Okawa do much to help Team Rai and
That
was
is
very
true.
steady and let his team do the hard work. He also lost to Nico and didn't make it into the second selection, and although Okawa failed, I'd like to see him again in the future, maybe in a wildcard flashback with Kunigami. Bakuro Inosuke, the hidden MVP of Team Z, deserves a spot in A. Based on his one match against Team V, he actually deserves a spot in S.
Really?
And Raichi didn't do much the first 3 games, but had a godly match against Team V when he played in defense and started to man-mark Reo.
That's
Raichi
true.
also saved his team from conceding after Reo's free kick, and he also was the one who pushed his team to continue attacking. Raichi showed true leader skills in this scene, and for me, it's definitely one of the biggest Blue Lock moments ever. One of my favorites, Reo, is
I'll
in
put him
A
A,
tier, and
yeah.
Reo, like Santetsu and Nagi, was one of the main pillars of his team, and obviously Reo would also deserve a place in S, considering the amounts of goals he scored and because he was V's engine and playmaker, but I decided to put him into A tier. Because once Raichi man-marked him, Ryo was hardly doing an impact in the game and really struggled to get past Raichi. But I would also agree if someone thinks Ryo should be an S. Last but not least
I
is
don't wanna
stupid
put him in
Santetsu in A, and Santetsu had also scored many goals
Yeah, I'll
during
put
the
him in
first
A tier.
selection, and he could also easily be an S tier. He really gave Team Z, and especially Chigiri, some problems with his acceleration, and to be honest, I'm really sad that we didn't get to see more of Santetsu yet, but we will see. His playstyle is really cool, and unfortunately Kanejiro forgot him like Raichi. Alright, what do you think about my tier list?
I'm also
My
agree
tier
with
list
it.
of the first select.
Only one I probably don't agree with is probably him. Like I thought he would be B, but I could. The defense did make it up, so I would. If you put him A, I wouldn't mind you putting him in A, but I would put him. But
Let me know in the
you know what?
comments below, and also
I'll put
write
a
your tier
B.5
list and what you think.
and then put him in the middle.
As always, stay safe and have a nice
Or if we were to rank him and he was in A, he would be at the end of A, right? And then I feel like him, right? I'm not going to say their names because I don't remember right now, even though you just said that. I feel like this dude. I want to be like this dude and this dude. Well, so it's basically him last, him second last. And then the rest is hard to pick, right? Because I don't know. And then this one. If we're only going off the first one, I want to put Nagi. I don't want to put Izaki last because I actually fuck with him. That's my favorite nigga. And I don't want to be too biased. So I'll put Nagi first, Izaki second, even though Izaki should probably be third or fourth. But I'll put Izaki second because I like him more. And then I'll put this dude. I think it's Bashman, right? I don't know. I'll put him third. And then this dude is last because what happened to him, yeah. Deserves S tier for getting coin. What he deserves. He's the most clutch player in blue. Like, yeah, he's not the smartest, fastest, or strongest, but he's proven time and time. Can dish out. Thankfully, the author is giving focus to Zenitsu. And the Nagi spinoff. Wait, what? This story events again, but through Nagi and Ryo's perspective, so more backs. Really? I didn't know this. Blue like episode Nagi. Just a chill. Oh, damn. Yeah, like, subscribe, see you guys later. Hope you have a good day or night, and bye.